What's up guys, BioPrepV here, and today we have the iflight Cinebee, which we're going to be doing a review on. This is like a whoop size quad, but it can actually record in HD since it has a Radix Turtle on it. And yeah, so should we get some nice juicy footage for all you guys? What we're going to be doing is I'm bringing it over to the bench right here, and we are going to just kind of break down the specs of what it is, and then go out for a flight, see how it does, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts. So let's get to the bench. Alright guys, so we're at the bench, and pretty much this is what it comes in the box. Comes with the drone itself, and it comes with these props right here, and also comes with an extra set, but there are these different type of props, or 4-blade props. I would probably assume that these props right here are for the inside, and then maybe these ones are for outside. That's the only thing I can think of why there's two different types of props to use. I really actually prefer to use these ones here. I like these a lot better. Mainly I do fly this thing outside, so that might be the reason why. And it also comes with some extra hardware, some screws and whatnot. And then it comes with a little thing to change the settings on the camera. Does not come with an SD card, so you have to purchase that separately. It does come with the receiver, which is really nice. You just bind it and up to your radio and then fly it. And it is using the FreeSky protocol. And then we have the Radix Turtle right here. This is the V2 version, and it kind of goes to the bottom here. It has this little plastic shroud over here, and your SD card slides in there. It has this little clip right here as well that holds your SD card in just in case there was like a really hard crash or something like that. But then it has these injected molded, I guess you can call them, not really sure what to call these things. I guess ducts, I guess that would be the proper name for them. And then it does use the brushless motors on here. It does support 2 to 3S, and I'm mainly flying this thing on 3S. 2S will be mainly for indoors, or you can do it on 3S and just do a throttle cut. You can probably take off like 20 to 30% off the throttle, and then you might be able to get a little more resolution in the stick and be able to fly this thing indoors on 3S. Now, the ESC that it actually uses has a 4-in-1 ESC on here, and it is a 16x16 stack that we have inside there. And it does do up to, I believe, 12 amps. And it is does do a boost, looks like a max boost here. Let's see if we have a max boost. No, it doesn't tell me what it is. So maybe it's probably a little higher than that, probably like 15 amps or so like that, or something like that. It does have a VTX on board. It does do 2,500 and 200 milliwatts. So we move this box out of the way so we can get a closer look at it real quick. And yeah, it has a little 3D printed piece back here that holds the VTX and also holds the antenna on. The flight controller is an F4 flight controller. Has MPU 6000, kind of a typical Betaflight board and whatnot. It was flashed with Betaflight 3.5, I believe. And so I didn't update it to 4.0 or anything like that. It does fly pretty good on how it's flying. VTX, like I said before, goes up to 200 milliwatts, which is actually pretty decent for a little tiny little 16x16 stack. They're kind of hard to come by. Usually a lot of them are like 100 or 25 milliwatts because they do put up a lot of heat. Other than that, that's pretty much the breakdown of the iflight Cinebee. And like I said, it's a whoop size quad. It does have an XT30. You might actually get a little more power efficiency if you do upgrade this to an XT60. I'm using, where are my batteries at? These are the ones I'm using, and they barely fit on top with this battery strap. Race Day Quad Series 650 milliamp 3S packs. Oh, you can't even see it. 650 milliamp packs here. So let's go ahead and do a weight, see how much this thing weighs. This thing, I can tell already, is pretty light. And then after we do a weight, we'll go ahead and go out for a flight and see how this thing does. I have put a few packs through it already and gotten kind of a feel of what it can do. Let me go ahead and clear that off real quick, make sure it's actually zeroed out. So looks like we are at 58 grams, and then if we add a battery, we're at 107 grams. So that's definitely pretty good. It's definitely under 250 grams if you're looking for a quad that can pretty much support all your local laws and whatnot. So let's go ahead and go out for a flight. I'm going to charge up these packs, and then we'll go out for a flight, see how this thing does, and then we'll come back and I'll give you what my thoughts are. All right, so that's the flight on the iflight Cinebee. And so what do you think? What do I think about this little guy? Well, I would say first off, starting with the good things, is that it is pretty durable. I mean, I smashed this thing into a tree. I smashed this thing into some metal poles over at that little playground. I give it some abuse. And even off camera, things I didn't show, I've smashed this thing to the ground. This thing has fallen from, I don't know, quite high up and survived without me having to repair not a thing on this thing. So I would definitely say it's definitely durable, and it can definitely take up to my abuse, at least. Some things that I don't care for, really, it's kind of a very niche type of quad. If you don't really need real stable cinematic footage, I would steer away from it, because there's so many other things like the Mobile 7, the Tiny Hawk, the new one, the S model or the Pro version. That one, would probably fly circles around this thing. But where this thing does excel is getting that HD footage, either in the house, but especially if you're in the house with this thing, since I did fly this thing in the house, it is super fast even on 2S. So I definitely recommend doing a throttle cut, like 50%, maybe even 75%, depending on how good you are controlling your throttle. But it kind of, outside, it's kind of in that situation where you might as well just use a 5-inch, unless you are going to be flying around people, animals or whatnot, and you don't want to cause serious injury or worry about hitting them with a prop, because these props are protected, and these things are pretty durable, like I said before. So if you are going through like tight places like a playground, and maybe you wanted to film your kids playing on the playground, this actually probably would do a really good job doing that, because you don't have to really worry about, even if you did get too close to them, God forbid it gets in their hair. Now that's something totally else that could happen. It could get caught in their hair, especially if it's a little girl, and it could pull it out. But I wouldn't suggest getting that close. But if it bumped into someone's skin or whatever, it's not going to hurt them. It is pretty light. So yeah. So I definitely would suggest this little guy. Let me know what you think. Do you have one of these? Leave down in the comment section down below. And yeah, so that should do it for the iflight Cinebee. I'll try to leave a link down to this below. Hopefully I can get a discount code as well for you guys. So if you do want to purchase it, it will be an affiliate link. It does help the channel out tremendously. So I appreciate you guys watching my videos. I appreciate you guys being a subscriber. If you haven't been a subscriber, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace.